and from the ORS Race Series, Melissa Burgett, and from the upcoming Hanover Horton Firecracker 5-mile run and 5K walk, Jeff Heath. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Kind of been avoiding this for years.
You? Well, you're in it right now, sir. You're in it now, and we're very excited to have you. The ORS series, race series is awesome, and the Hanover race is cool. Tell us a little bit about that race, kind of what's involved, and how long you've been working on that.
Well, I've been involved in it since 1998.
Oh, wow.
So this will be my 27th year.
Wow.
But nobody knows for sure when it actually started. There's David Schwartz, the race walker
Yes.
here in town. He's got pictures from the 1980 race.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And we're back to the original course where it just runs unique. It's round the block, but kind of deceivingly hilly.
Yeah.
And if we had weather like we got this morning, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
So driving in here, it's in the 60s. A little
That would be.
overcast,
That would be perfect. I think I saw you out in Concord, too.
Yeah.
It was a little steamy out there, wasn't it?
A little baked.
It was a little hot. What's your history in running?
I started race walking when I was 38.
Okay.
I looked in the mirror and I was way overweight, and I realized that my dad passed when he was 38
Oh.
and decided, well, I need to start doing something. And it was at the same time that the 4th of July in Hanover started, and they wanted to bring back the Firecracker race. So not knowing anything about race directing, I was the race director.
Oh, stars.
And I think I made every mistake possible that year and decided, okay, from then on, I would start going to other people's races and just eliminate my mistakes.
Yeah.
There you go.
And if you're at something long enough and just eliminate the mistakes, you're going to get proficient at it.
Nice.
Nobody's perfect. We can't control the weather. We can't control people missing signs and getting lost. And you name it, I probably made every mistake in the book. But if I can eliminate 95% of them, we're going to have a decent race.
Well, you've maintained an event that's a community treasure. People look forward to this race all spring.
Yeah.
This is one where people tend to dress up in red, white, and blue, Melissa, pretty actively.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's the perfect
right.
way to start the holiday.
So-
Are there any awards for best costume?
Oh.
No?
Other than pictures on JTV.
That's
Yeah,
right. Well, that is a
yeah.
good award. That's always a great award. How do you sign up? Is there still time to sign
Yeah,
up?
it's run sign up, and we usually don't shut down our run sign up until like midnight before the race.
Okay.
Usually my race is a lot closer to Dave's, Dave Jordan, my friend that runs the Concord race, and it's always, if you try to do stuff too early or shut it down, it costs you race day entries.
Yeah.
Chuck Block, our excellent person that scores most of our races, he would really want us to shut down the race day.
Sure.
But sometimes we can get a quarter of our entries.
Yeah.
And we put this on to help fund our fireworks.
Oh, that's great.
And fireworks have gone up in costs, and margins on the race has come down.
Yeah.
So it's important to leave our race entries open right up until the last minute.
So, Melissa, the race series is going well so far. Just finished up Concord. Talk a little bit about kind of what you're seeing so far this summer out of the race series.
Well, there's a massive following. Whether or not people can actually make every single race, there is a following, and we have people that really, really work hard not to miss them. And Jeff's race is that pivotal one in the summer that everybody loves, and it is everything about Jeff in the history that he has done and put it through. He's been a massive mentor to me. He may or may not know that, but he has just in helping me to learn the ins and outs and the mistakes and those communications and things like that. So the kids' races are huge, and Jeff does an amazing job. Him and his wife put together the
nice.
most beautiful packets for the kids.
Oh.
And I mean, there's close to 100, if not more, kids with his race,
Nice.
and just from the itty bitties that need to be carried for parts of the time to those older ones that are just trying to get there and get there first. So the loyalty, the participation, the people that come by and their names, the amount of people that I mean, Mark Konopaki, one of our big sponsors, comes to most of these races now, and he's like, I'm recognizing people just after a couple of races and seeing their journeys and their progressions and their successes, which has just been amazing.
You mentioned you have race groupies. They make every race. You had a crazy number last year. I forget what it was at the end of the series, but of people that made every single race. It was a couple dozen, I think.
Oh
wasn't it?
Absolutely. We were at 28. I think we had 60.
Oh, my stars.
And I don't have that. I should know that off the top of my head.
Well, I remember it being an impressive number.
Yes, we've grown from the end of series awards. The amount of people that have qualified for that have grown tremendously.
I love how ORS comes alongside the community leaders that are putting on these races, because like you said, margins are changing, expenses are changing, and it takes sponsorship and the partnership that you guys bring to it. Why is that so important to ORS?
Oh, community is how we are. That's who we are. It's one of our biggest missions, right? We really want to serve the community and let the community know that we're there outside of the walls of our communities, and health and wellness is our draw. And so, we're very lucky and grateful to have the relationships that we do with all the race directors and have the ability to support them in these massive events.
Well, we see a lot of high school athletes, high school runners competing, and I assume we'll see a lot of the Hanover runners competing. Hanover Horton has a great distance program. Will we see some backwards hats out at your race?
Yeah, that's kind of a signature.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I'm old school. I wouldn't do that, but that's the way the kids are.
Yeah, the Hanover Horton cross country team, if you're good enough, you get to wear the white backwards hat.
Oh, good to know.
That's right.
Well, you have to see what's in Jeff's hand. We have to show you.
One of the things we did early on with our race, when I first started putting it on, was we busted up our age groups, like 12 and under, 14 and under, 14 to 17, and then 20 and under. And the reason we did that is we had high school runners that couldn't compete with the upperclassmen.
Yes.
And then we had upperclassmen that couldn't compete to the college runners. So it was like, okay, we need to do something to promote the local kids that come out and run. And so we busted up those age groups, and we've, it costs us more in, what we hand out, but it's also nice to see the progression from the kids that come from the 12-year-olds that do it, to the 14s, to the 16s, and then the college kids that come back and try to win the overalls. It's always interesting. But yeah, what she was talking about was our medal. And it's kind of an oddball thing that we started a few years ago, that I was reluctant to go down the path of having finisher medals, but it's kind of like a keepsake for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate to work at Lomar. I just retired after 43 years.
Oh, congratulations.
And we had a laser, so we had access to it, so we could cut these out of customer scraps over time and build them up. Now, I'm not sure if I can continue this now because I just retired, but maybe my buddies at work will...
I'm sure they'll take care of you just fine. We actually have a
taking care
little
of
off-the-books Lomar project we need help with, too. So
another massive perk. Jeff made these medals.
That's cool.
So
these are
So instead of handing out something that you ordered 6 months ago from a Chinese company or Taiwanese or whatever, it's like, okay, on the 4th we can't do that. We've got to make it homegrown and use a local company.
I love that. They're keepsakes. I mean, these are
people sign up for races based on the experience and the swag that they receive, and this is a major draw.
Speaking of swag, first of all, I heard there's a sock
shortage
and a little bit of a shock legend with the event. What's the story there?
Yeah, well, we discovered a place on the internet where we could buy socks, and we were buying socks for the races, but in order to get the decent deal, you had to buy a lot. So that's how our race morphed into giving 5 positions away. Typically or traditionally, you place in the top 3, you get something. We've extended that to 5 because we had socks left over. But this year I didn't have quite enough socks to use those, so we decided to buy 250 of those.
Oh, that's
They're nice.
Yeah, these are really nice. This is like
It's
sturdy
not-
and keep your beverage hot or cold.
Yeah, it's not going to replace everybody's Yeti that they keep, but a lot of runners, they need a recovery drink and they need it cold. They can mix it up and set it next to their stuff, and then have it and wash it up for their next race.
That's a great idea.
Well, we're excited. And again, you can sign up all the way right up until the start of the race, according to Jeff. So make sure you do that. And should be a great,
I love that.
great day out at Hanover.
4th of July.
Yeah, should be wonderful. Looking forward to it. And of course, we'll have photos online after the race. Thanks so much, guys.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great week.
Yep.
From the ORS Race Series, Melissa Burgett, and from the Hanover Horton Firecracker, Jeff Heath. More of the show right after this quick break.